sir. Good afternoon, classmates. I'm Stephen Skepper from subject Airframe and Power Plant Maintenance and Inspection. So I've chosen the topic Complete Checklist when performing an inspection. So inspections are visual examinations and manuals checks to determine the condition of an aircraft or component. An aircraft inspection can range from a casual walk-around to a detailed inspection involving complete disassembly and the use of complex inspection aids. An inspection system consists of several processes, including reports made by mechanics or the pilot or crew flying an aircraft and regularly scheduled inspection of an aircraft. An inspection system is designed to maintain an aircraft in the best possible condition. Thorough and repeated inspections must be considered the backbone of a good maintenance program. Irregular and haphazard inspection will invariably result in gradual and certain deterioration of an aircraft. The time spent in repairing an abused aircraft often totals far more than any time saved in hurrying through routine inspection and maintenance. Airframe and engine inspections may range from pre-flight inspections to detailed inspections. The time intervals for the inspection periods vary with the models of aircraft involved in the types of operations being conducted. The airframe and engine manufacturer's instructions should be consulted when establishing instances. A flight hour limitations is established to limit the number of hours that may be flown during the calendar interval. Aircraft operating under the flight hour system are inspected when a specified number of flight hours are accumulated. Components with stated hourly operating limitations are normally replaced during the inspection that falls nearest the hourly limitation. So the basic inspection techniques and practices or the practices. Before starting an inspection, be certain all plates, access doors, fairings, and cowlings have been opened or removed and the structure cleaned. When opening inspection plates and cowling, and before cleaning the area, take note of any oil or other evidence of fluid leakage. So the preparation. In order to conduct a thorough inspection, a great deal of paperwork and or reference information must be accessed and studied before actually proceeding to the aircraft to conduct the inspection. The aircraft logbooks must be reviewed to provide background information and the maintenance history of the particular aircraft. The appropriate checklist or checklists must be utilized to ensure that no items will be forgotten or overlooked during the inspection. Also, many additional publications must be available either in hard copy or in electronic format to assist in the inspections. These additional publications may include information provided by the aircraft and the engine manufacturers, appliance manufacturers, parts vendors, and Federal Aviation Administration or the FAA. Now here are the aircraft logs. Sorry. Aircraft logs, as used in this handbook, is an inclusive term which applies to the aircraft logbook and all supplemental records concerned with the aircraft. They may come in a variety of formats For a small aircraft, the log may need indeed be a small 5 by 8 logbook. For larger aircraft, the logbooks are often larger, in the form of 3-ring binder. Aircraft that have been in service for a long time are likely to have several logbooks. The aircraft logbook is the record in which all data concerning the aircraft is recorded. Information gathered in this log is used to determine the aircraft condition, date of inspection, time on aircraft condition, time on airframe, engines and propellers. It reflects a history of all significant events occurring to the aircraft, its components and accessories, and provides a place for components and accessories and provides a place for indicating compliance with FAA airworthiness directives and or manufacturer's service bulletins. The more comprehensive the logbook, the easier it is to understand the aircraft's maintenance history. When the inspections are completed, appropriate entries must be made in the aircraft logbook certifying that the aircraft is in an airworthy condition and may be returned to service. When making logbooks entries, exercise special care to ensure that the entry can be clearly understood by anyone having a need to read it in the future. Also, if making a handwritten entry, use good penmanship and write legibly. To some degree, the organization, comprehensiveness, and appearance of the aircraft logbooks have an impact on the value of the aircraft. High quality logbooks can mean a higher value for the aircraft. Here are the checklists. Always use a checklist when performing an inspection. The checklist may be of your own design, one provided by the manufacturer of the equipment being inspected, or one obtained from some other source. The checklist should include the following. 1. First, the fuselage and hull group. The A. Fabric and skin for deterioration, distortion, other evidence of failure, and defective or insecure attachment of fittings. B. System and components for proper installation, apparent defects, and satisfactory operation. C. Envelope gas bags, ballast tanks, and related parts for condition. Second, we have the cabin and the cockpit group. Generally, for cleanliness and loose equipment that should be secured, that's A. B. Seats and safety belts for condition and security. C. Windows and windshields for deterioration and breakage. D. Instruments for condition, mounting, marking, and where practicable for proper operation. E. Flight and engine controls for proper installation and operation. F. Batteries for proper installation and charge. G. All systems for proper installation, general condition, apparent defects, and security of attachment. Now we go to the third. Engine and nacelle group. Then A. Engine section for visual evidence of excessive oil, fuel, or hydraulic leaks and source of such leaks. B. Studs and nuts. For proper torque ring and obvious defects, C. Internal engine. For cylinder compression and for metal particles or foreign matter on screens and some drain plugs. If cylinder compression is weak, check for improper internal condition and improper internal tolerances. D. The engine mount. We must check for cracks, looseness of mounting, and looseness of engine to mount. E. Flexible vibration dampeners. For condition and deterioration. F. Engine controls. For defects, proper travel and proper safetying. G. Lines, hoses, and clamps. We must check for leaks, for the condition, and for the looseness. H. The exhaust stacks. Must check for cracks, defects, and proper attachment. I. Accessories. For apparent defects in security of mounting. J. All systems. For proper installation, general condition defects, and secure attachment. K. For cowling. For cracks and defects. L. Ground run up and functional check. Check all power plant controls and system for correct response. All instruments for proper operation and indication. Okay, the fourth is for the landing gear group. All units for condition and security of the attachment. B. Shock absorbing devices for proper oleo fluid level. C. Leakage trusses and members for undue or excessive rear wear, fatigue, and distortion. Hydraulic lines, check for leakage. Electrical system for shafting and proper operation of switches. You also have to check the wheels. If there's any cracks, any defects, or the condition of the bearings. You must check the tires for wear and cuts. Check also for the brakes for proper adjustment. Now we have the wing and center section. All components for condition and security. You have to check the fabric and skin for deterioration, distortion, other evidence of failure, security of attachment. Movable surfaces for damage or obvious defects, unsatisfactory fabric or skin attachment, and proper travel. Next, the control cables for proper tension, fraying wear, and proper routing through fair leads and pulleys. Next, let's go to the empennage group. Fixed surfaces for damage or obvious defects, loose fasteners, and security of attachment. Fabric or skin for abrasion, tears, cuts, or defects, distortion, and deterioration. And movable control surfaces for damage or obvious defects, loose fasteners, loose fabric, or skin distortion. Next, let's go to the propeller group. Propeller assembly. Check for cracks, nicks, bends, and oil leakage. Now for the bolts. For proper torquing and safety. Then anti-icing devices for proper operation and obvious defects. Then last, control mechanisms for proper operation, secure mounting, and travel. Next, let's go to the communication and navigation group. Radio and electronic equipment for proper installation and secure mounting. Next, wiring and conduits for proper routing, secure mounting, and obvious defects. Next, bonding and shielding for proper installation and condition. Antennas for condition, secure mounting, and proper operation. 9. Last group, miscellaneous. Emergency and first aid equipment for general condition and proper storage. Next, parachutes, life rafts, flares, and so forth. Inspect in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations. And last, the autopilot system. For general condition, security of attachment, and proper operation. So the maintenance manual. The manufacturer's aircraft maintenance manual contains complete instructions for maintenance of all systems and components installed in the aircraft. It contains information for the mechanic who normally works on component assemblies and systems while they are installed in the aircraft, but not for the overall mechanic. A typical aircraft maintenance manual contains a description of systems, lubrication instructions, setting for the frequency and lubrications, and fluids which are to be used in various systems, pressure and electrical loads applicable to the various systems, tolerance and adjustments necessary to proper functioning of the airplane. 5th, methods of leveling, racing, and towing. 6. Methods of balancing controlled surfaces. 7. Identification of primary and secondary structures. 8. Frequency and extent of inspections necessary to the proper operation of the airplane. 9. We have the special repair methods applicable to the airplane. 10.